Welcome to the Pulse with Peter Urbina. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano, and this is your one-stop shop for sports picks, politics and government chatter, and even some neighborhood restaurant reviews. Instead of going to 3 different channels, you can come here every week for the Pulse on everything you need to know. And we are here for another special edition today at Selina Restaurant, located at 1036 Washington Street in the beautiful city of Hoboken. And they're decorated out for Christmas here. It looks absolutely fabulous. And we are going to bring you inside for some exclusives with Daria DeLucia of At Hoboken Eats. She's going to be doing some cooking, she's going to be drinking some wine, and of course she's going to be trying the fare. You're not going to want to miss it. Let's go to Daria right now.
Thank you, Peter, and I am in the kitchen at Selina. I'm here with the owner, Gab Lombardi, and the chef, Jan Christie, and we're going to be making some pasta today. What are we making?
We're going to make Katara.
Katara, okay. Tell us a little about that.
Katara is the shape. It is square-cut pasta, preferably long. They use a wooden box that has Katara strings originally strung over it, and then we're just going to use a rolling pin to roll it out.
Sounds fancy. Now, I've never made pasta before, so let's get into this. All right, what are we starting with
So
first?
we're starting with 00 flour. It's a finer flour from Italy.
I'm doing whatever he does.
We're going to go ahead and make a well in the middle.
Okay. Now, is this one of your popular pastas? Katara?
Yes, this Katara goes with our cremini mushroom and porcini butter pasta.
Oh, I love that dish.
And it has a raw egg yolk on top, and it also has yellow oyster mushrooms.
Okay.
Then you're going to take your yolks and you're going to dump them right into the middle there.
All of them?
All of them.
So do you make your pasta fresh every day?
We make pasta every day. We make different types during the day just to stagger way our prep guy doesn't have to make every single pasta every day. So we made rigatoni today, we'll make shells tomorrow.
Okay. And so you make them each one day and then you save them for the next day?
Our pastas have a shelf life of 2 days.
Okay.
They don't really stay in-house. We sell roughly 10 pounds of pasta a week.
Wow, 10 pounds?
10 pounds of, that's just serve ready to go pasta. And now we're at this point, we're gonna get a little dirty here. You're gonna stick your hands in there.
You guys know I'm not afraid of that.
We have some extra flour. You can put a little flour on your hands to begin so you don't get all the egg to stick to it. I'm just gonna bring everything together and start squeezing it.
How long have you been cooking?
Cooking, I've been cooking professionally for 13 years now.
Wow.
I started my career in New York and I've ended up in Hoboken. Gabby got me over here.
And
We're good?
executive chef since
look
we
good?
opened, so
Executive.
4 years together now.
Wow, fantastic.
Put this guy in here.
And out of all the pastas that you make here, what would you say is the one that sells out the most?
Rigatoni.
Well,
Yeah?
yeah, we sell more rigatoni than any other pasta.
Really?
Yes.
I think it's a combination of the rigatoni and the bolognese.
Oh, the bolognese is
sausage. It's a
fantastic
classic.
here.
Everybody loves it.
Everyone's familiar with it. Now you're good. And we're just going to keep pushing your palm into it. Use one hand.
Okay. Guys, I'm gonna get some muscles from this. Who needs the gym when you can be making pasta?
And then it takes a good 12 or 13 minutes to get a solid ball. The more you work it, the more the gluten is, the nicer the pasta is. That's what the old timers tell me, and that's who taught me.
They
and
know,
like,
they know.
That's what that's what they know.
So out of all the dishes on the menu, all the pasta dishes, can you tell us what your favorite is?
To eat or to cook?
How about both? Let's start with the cook.
To cook, the chicken because it's the most delicious on our menu.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, favorite to eat?
Favorite to eat? Any of our pastas because nobody else makes fresh pasta in town, so you got to come here and get a fresh pasta.
And that is true. And I always say to my favorite thing about Selina is the sauces that you find here are unlike any other in Hoboken. They're just, they put a twist on classics and they come up with dishes I've never had anywhere else. And I eat out quite a lot.
Yeah, that's one of the fun things I think we do with the menu is take classic dishes and sauces and put our spin on it, like our cacio e pepe. It's not just your classic cheese and pepper sauce. We do it with a milk braised pork as the base of the sauce. So it's a little bit different than a lot of people are used to, but I think that's what makes us stand out and what keeps people coming back.
Absolutely.
That's our other dish that has been on the menu pretty much since we
Since
opened
the
out.
beginning, yeah.
We tried to take it off once.
I've had
and
that many times. Many
Put
times.
it right back on.
Okay, so we rolled our pasta dough out. Now what?
We're at a correct thickness, and we're going to put it through our guitar. So
Okay.
this is a guitar.
And we have to interrupt you. So this literally looks like it's guitar strings. Is that where it gets the name from?
Yes. In Italy, they use guitar strings and/or piano strings and tighten them across the piece of wood. Depending on your spacing is the size of your pasta. We have 2 on here. This one's more of a fettuccine. And then we have the Katara on this side. Katara is usually square by square. It's a square pasta. So you were at 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter.
Guys, this is legit. No store-bought pasta here. They shape it, they make it, they do the whole 9 yards right here. Very legit. All right, let's do this.
All right, we're going to start back here. You're going to start here. And we're just going to apply a little pressure. And you're going to just keep rolling.
Okay.
It's going to move for a second until we get it into the grooves.
So, who would you say is your favorite chef that inspired you to be making such amazing Italian food?
Well, I wanted to work for 3 chefs, and the last one I worked for, Jonathan Beno, was my most influential mentor that I had, and it just happened to be we were cooking Italian food, so that kind of stuck very well.
I always love hearing that because these guys have a gift, and I like to know what inspired them.
All right, you want me to?
You want to finish this
I'll
one?
go ahead and finish that up for you. You were kind of pushing forward. You want to push more down.
Okay. Oh, look at it.
Yeah.
I did most of that in the upfront. Just kidding.
And then this
Wow,
start
look at
falling
that.
down. Yep.
And I have to be honest, I've said this on a few different shows. My dad's an Italian chef as well. I've never seen this process happen in my entire life. This is really, really cool.
Only a few restaurants make their own pasta. I wanted to make Katara for a little while. We have a Katara die for our extruder.
Okay.
But we wanted to hand do it just like, like you would in Mama's kitchen or somewhere, or at home.
Now, where do you guys get your ingredients from? Because they're all local, right? Locally
We
sourced?
tried the majority of our stuff, and in today's day and age, our durum flour is mass produced by, but most of our other ingredients we try to do as local as possible. You just find out?
Wow.
And that's your pasta.
Voila. Look at that.
We've taken the local pledge from Baldor that they'll swing our order 10% one way or another way to just promote and give us substitute local product.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, guys, here we have it. We're going to cook some of this up, and we're going to get to try it later.
Kids, let your New York City holiday fun begin with the New York Waterway Ferry. Kids under 12 ride the ferry free this holiday season, so families and friends can enjoy the magic of this special time in the city. Fast and frequent ferries let you take more time to see the sights. Free connecting shuttles take you to all the fun and bring you back to warm modern terminals when you're done. So enjoy the city this holiday season. Kids ride the ferry free through New Year's Day. Visit nywaterway.com/kidsfree or call 1-800-53-FERRY.
Peter Biancamano, you're a hostess with the mostest of the Pulse of Peter B. Folks, don't forget to go on our Facebook page by liking and following us there by typing in The Pulse with Peter B in your search bar. It's so simple. Why wouldn't you do it? And don't forget also to go on our Instagram page by following us there. We're constantly updating both pages with behind-the-scenes photos and even some Q&A. You're not going to want to miss it. We will see you soon.
And we're back with the Pulse with Peter B, and now we're going to be drinking some wine. Gabby, you have a Italian wine bar here. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got into this and why the wine is so important to have here?
Yeah, so wine was something I was always just really interested in, and thought that I always, I love drinking wine. I thought I knew a lot about it. I actually signed up for a course after I completed culinary school to get my certification through the Court of Masters.
Oh, wow.
The first day of class, we sat down. People are dropping like village names in subregions of France, and I'm like, oh my God, I know nothing about wine. That course was really what piqued my interest in wine in general, but particularly Italian wine.
Okay.
Italy's a really cool country. It runs, it's a boot shape,
Yep.
but it runs north to south. So you get the Swiss Alps in the north all the way down to the Mediterranean in the south. So you have all different types of climates, which allow for over 4,000 different grapes to be grown in Italy.
4,000?
A lot of people now know, 10 different varietals,
Yeah.
Cabernet, Pinot Grigio, but Italy has so many more than that, and a lot of them are small indigenous varietals
Wow.
that never even make it to restaurants in the States. So I thought it was pretty cool to make a whole list out of only Italian wines. That way we could showcase a lot of the smaller, lesser known wines, as well as some of the smaller producers as well.
That's awesome. And guys, that is pretty cool though. She's not just somebody who likes wine and wants to sell it. She went and took a class, then went over to Italy and learned that there's 4,000 types of grapes. I never even knew that. She's right. I know probably 7 off the top of my head. Okay, so you guys also have your own Selina label wine.
So we decided about a year, and I travel to Italy a couple times a year to meet with our different producers, visit their vineyards, and go every April. There's this big festival called Vin Italy, which literally every person that makes wine in Italy is there. It's like 10 Javits centers big. It is unreal.
Okay, we need to go. Peter, wherever you are,
April
we're
17th,
going.
Mark your calendar. No, but it's a lot of fun, and it's where I get to meet a lot of the producers and form relationships with them. So our wine, we work with a winery called Platinum Italia, which is in Abruzzo, which is over on the east coast of Italy. So if you fly into Rome, you pretty much drive directly across the country to the opposite coast. They're an awesome small family-run winery. I formed a relationship with them. We had already worked together a little bit, and over drinks one night, I was talking about how I wanted to come up with a house label wine, something that wasn't just house label because it was our cheapest, something that I could be proud to say this is our wine. So we decided on 2 wines. We have a sparkling wine. This is our Nero di Platino, which is a sparkling blend of Trebbiano and Malvasia, and then our Montepulciano de Abruzzo, which actually their name for it was Sogno, which is awesome. It means dream in Italian, which is kind of cool because it was always my dream to have my name on a bottle of wine as well. So awesome. So let's dive in and taste these. So a lot of people think it's an interesting choice that we went with a sparkling wine instead of a white. You know, a lot of people would think, why don't you do a white and a red? Sparkling wine in Italy is something they start pretty much every meal with. It's also very food friendly, which a lot of people in the States don't think of. We think of, you know, New Year's Eve,
champagne,
a celebration, but it's awesome to start a meal to eat with your appetizers, especially fried food. The bubbles pair really well with like fried arancini or fried calamari, so it's a great way to start off the meal.
Good to know. All right, so we smell it first.
So usually there's a couple things we look at. We look at the color. This is, you know, it's a straw color. It has a little bit of yellow to it. And obviously it has bubbles in it. It's effervescent. It's a sparkling wine. Then we smell it.
Smells fruity.
Definitely fruity. Get a little bit of flower on the nose as well, but a lot of ripe fruit, like ripe apples, some citrus. And now the fun part. Now we drink it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow. Oh wow, that is delicious.
This wine, I literally fell in love with this wine. I was like, I need this. It's more complex than a Prosecco.
And it's light too.
Very light.
I don't feel like I'm gonna drink this and, you know, be full of bubbles afterwards.
Exactly.
This feels very light, that I could eat it with fried food and they would go very nice
Exactly.
together.
I always kind of talk about it as a cross between a Prosecco and a Champagne. It's not quite as elegant as Champagne, but it's much more complex than a Prosecco. So it's that good happy medium for a lot of people that aren't sure how they feel about bubbles.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me try it again. And you can taste, it's not overly sweet. It has like a nice, subtle, sweet flavor to it.
The sweetness really just comes from that ripe fruit. You get a little bit of floral on the palate, a little bit like white flowers is a term they use a lot. Just think like a nice delicate floral touch to it. And a lot of those ripe fruit flavors that we were smelling on the nose, we're getting on the palate as well.
That's awesome. All right, so what do we have here for the red?
So this is our Montepulciano. This is 100% Montepulciano. Grown in their estate in Abruzzo, which is now certified organic, which is awesome.
And that's the name of the grape, the Montepulciano?
Montepulciano is the name of the grape, yes. Not to be confused, a lot of people get confused with Brunello di Montalcino, which is totally different, but this is the Montepulciano.
Now, for somebody who is not as familiar with Italian wines, I have not tried this yet, so I don't know what it might taste similar to, but what would this taste similar to? What would be the best, you know, foods to eat with this specific wine?
So the reason I chose this wine in particular is it's a medium-bodied wine. It's going to be similar to like a Cabernet, but not as oaked as like a Napa Cab, much more elegant and refined. This wine is a crowd-pleasing wine. It goes well with an assortment of foods. Our rigatoni bolognese, which is a classic. It can hold up to those bigger, bolder flavors of a grilled chicken or a steak. But
it's more than meaty.
It is, but it's also not going to overpower if you're eating something more delicate like our mushroom Katara. So it's a really good wine to, you know, if we're sitting down and sharing a bunch of plates, which a lot of people do here, this is a good wine to pair with a lot of different things.
All right, well, let's try it.
Cheers.
Ooh.
Yes. So this vintage of this wine is totally different than the last vintage.
She's throwing me for a loop. I'm not used to this one.
Which is one of the fun things about wine too. From year to year, it changes. You know. So This is a very elegant nose. You get a lot of those riper red fruits. When we taste red wine, we talk more about red and blue fruits and black fruits, whereas with white wine and sparkling, we talk more about like tree fruits and citrus. Yeah. So you get a little bit of that like riper blueberries and cherries, but you also get this elegant note of like tobacco and chocolate.
There's something different about
There
it.
is.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love it. Okay, can we try it now?
Absolutely.
Wow. This is very light. Oh, I love this.
It's very light, but it has a lot of flavor to it. It's a medium body.
Yes.
It has a good tannin. Tannin is what we talk about. It's what the grape skins impart on the wine. So the longer a wine sits on its skins, the bigger tannin it's going to get. And that's that grippy feeling you feel on your teeth when you drink like a Napa Cab or a Brunello. But this is not too heavy on the tannin, which makes it very food friendly.
Not at all. It's light, but it's full of flavor too,
Exactly.
which is very good.
And you get, again, all those flavors we had on the nose. The ripe fruit, the tobacco, the chocolate. It starts off fruity, but then it turns and kind of wears off the fruitiness, and all those tertiary flavors
It goes down
come
so
out.
nice too.
Too easy sometimes, right?
I could see myself finishing this bottle very, very, very quickly. So do you have any plans maybe for the future for any new wines to be part of the label, or are these our favorites, we're sticking with these two? And
So I think we'll probably stick with these two. We might add something
why
else
add
in
anything else if
down.
it's just perfect? It's so good.
It's, like I said, it's something we're proud of. We're going on our third vintage is coming in the new year, so it's rather than switch to something new that we don't really have a history with. The family that makes these wines are awesome. They come, we visit each other. Last year I spent a week there
that's so
in the
nice.
summer to see the estate. They come here for dinner whenever they're in town. So we have a good relationship, which like I said is really part of the fun part of the wine end of my job, is building relationships with these producers and getting to have a story behind the wine. I put it on the list because it's important to me, and then I get to tell people like you why it's important.
And then all of you too, so now you can come in and try these two wines. And for anyone who has not come in and tried these wines yet, so all the rest of the wines on the menu are all from Italy
Everything
too?
is from Italy. We have every region in Italy represented. We have 105 wines on our list. We have a small reserva section, which is like unique finds from special vintages. We change our wines by the glass every couple months. That way people can taste different things and get to know them. And then, you know, hopefully when we take them off, they'll know them by the bottle and be able to order them as well. We also do flight night on Wednesdays, which is a really cool way to taste 3 different wines side by side.
Definitely.
So you can pick which one is your favorite and then order a glass
And that's on
of that
Wednesdays?
one. Wednesday nights, all
Okay,
night.
Wine Wednesday sounds perfect to me. Well, I recommend that everyone comes in and tries these two wines because they're absolutely fantastic. Gabby, thank you so much for all of that information. I don't know how one person can know as much as you do. We are going to be right back, and we're going to be trying some of the amazing foods.
Kids, let your New York City holiday fun begin with the New York Waterway Ferry. Kids under 12 ride the ferry free this holiday season, so families and friends can enjoy the magic of this special time in the city. Fast and frequent ferries let you take more time to see the sights. Free connecting shuttles take you to all the fun and bring you back to warm modern terminals when you're done. So enjoy the city this holiday season. Kids ride the ferry free through New Year's Day. Visit nywaterway.com/kidsfree or call 1-800-53-FERRY.
Peter Biancamano, your hostess with the mostest of the Pulse with Peter B. Folks, get on our YouTube page and subscribe to our channel. We have all of the past episodes that you're not going to want to miss. And if you did watch them, why don't you rewatch them? They're so entertaining. Also, if you have any questions for me, for Josh, for Mike, Krista, or Daria, or Jay or Matt, please email us at thepulsewithpeterb@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Welcome back to the Pulse with Peter B. I'm your host, Peter Biancamano, and I am back. I was home sleeping. I lived down the block, and then Daria was like, there's food and wine. I got right out of bed, and I came right over. So we're still here with Gabby Lombardi, the owner here at Selina Restaurant, and of course, Daria DeLucia of at Hoboken Eats. Daria, I'm digging in. You do your thing.
We have a lot of things here, but before we dig into these amazing dishes, I want to know a little bit about how Selina came to be Selina.
So Selina was always a dream of mine. I always wanted to open a restaurant. I was always into hospitality and the food industry. And ever since I was little, you know, kind of tale as old as time stories, I thought it'd be really fun to open a restaurant. So as I, went to culinary school and started training and learning all the things that I could. Selina actually means little sister in Italian, which I'm the youngest sister in my family. So it was a fun name that kind of
Oh my God, I love
played
that.
homage to, to my family, my Italian upbringing, but also had a really personal meaning to me. So.
It's a beautiful word too, Selina.
Right? It's
very beautiful.
It flows very nicely. So So yeah, it was really just always my dream, and the location came about, which is perfect, right on the corner here in Hoboken. So it's all, homemade Italian pastas. We make our own bread, our own gelato. I always wanted to do everything in-house, all ourselves.
So it's a very passionate project, very close to home for you. Did you grow up like cooking and at home?
I was always cooking with my mom and my grandma, and after I graduated college and worked in the city for a couple years, did the whole quit my corporate job with no plan, so I ended up in culinary school.
Well, thank God you did. Thank you very much for quitting your job.
So yeah, it was always just something I was really passionate about, so
awesome.
Very exciting.
All right, it's time to dig in because I can't wait any longer. So I'm just gonna start off and introduce this dish because I made this. Yep, all by myself.
She cut it very well too, as you could see from our first segment,
yes,
right?
I just cut it. Jan made the rest because he is the professional. I'm the professional eater. So what do we have here?
So this is our mushroom katara. So it's the katara that we made in the kitchen, as Daria said, with a mushroom sauce. It is 3 different types of mushrooms, porcinis, creminis, and yellow oyster mushrooms with a local egg on top. And then over here we have our cacio pepe,
my favorite,
which we talked about in the kitchen before. So it's conchili, which means shells in Italian. We actually put black pepper in the pasta dough. And then this is our milk braised pork. So we make our own butter in-house. So we take the whey from the butter, and that's the milk that the pork gets braised in for 24 hours. Then over here we have a really unique and newly one of our most popular pastas on the menu, pistachio rigatoncini.
Oh.
So rigatoncini is a little bit longer than the rigatoni. Again, the pasta dough itself actually has pistachio in it, and then it's with shrimp, bacon, and a pistachio cream sauce.
Oh.
I'm salivating. There's
literally to die for.
I'm drooling.
You?
So,
oh my God, this sounds
let's dig
so
in.
terrific. Absolutely. And Gabby, one of the things that I wanted to ask you about is, the restaurant is so quaint. It really is. It's very, very cute, and we'll show some decorations and so on and so forth. But events, I'm sure you guys do plenty of events here, correct?
We do a lot of events. We do a lot of private, full buyouts, bridal showers, baby showers.
Wow.
We've done weddings here, engagement parties. We do private wine tastings. We'll really put together any type of custom event that somebody wants to host. And like you said, the space is so cute.
Right.
You basically just show up and we'll do the rest. So it's a great place to host.
What better,
host
folks?
A special event, right?
I mean, right? You come here, they do the rest for you. You just call up Gabby, she'll hook you up.
There
exactly.
you go.
Sorry,
and aside
Daria.
from these dishes right here, I know you have a few other menus.
We do. So we do our aperitivo, which is our happy hour. So aperitivo originated in Milan. It means to open, and it was really just their way of going and having drinks before dinner. So we do a special aperitivo happy hour, which is Tuesday nights all night, and then Wednesday through Friday until 7 p.m.
Okay.
Where we have a special bar menu, and then drink specials on spritzes and Negronis and our Selina wines as well.
Okay, awesome.
And then we do a late night menu on Friday and Saturday. So we do homemade pizza, focaccia pizza at late night from 10:30 to midnight. And then we do Sunday brunch. So we kind of got all the realms covered here.
I have to jump in really quick with Sunday brunch. The Taylor ham, egg and cheese pasta.
Yes, so we do a spaghetti. We took, the classic
Who
New
does that?
Jersey
It's
love
so
Taylor ham, egg
good.
and cheese and turned it into spaghetti.
And it's funny because I'm a very diehard Taylor ham advocate. And so when I saw that you guys had Taylor ham on the menu, I was like, if Selina says it's Taylor ham, it's got to be Taylor ham.
It is Taylor ham, not
That's
pork
what it
roll.
Nope,
Not
that's what
pork
it has
roll.
to be.
I was going to say, okay.
And I would like to just call out really quick that my pasta dish is very delicious.
It's always nice to taste the final.
Fantastic. The mushrooms aren't too overpowering. You get a nice flavor from the sauce on there too. Very, very, very good. And
It's
the pasta was
unbelievable.
cooked delicious too.
Of course, well, listen, Daria's just taking credit for it all today, and as well she should. She did a phenomenal job. And Gabby, you mentioned that you're on this very, very popular corner here in Hoboken, and that's important because, just up the block, of course, we have all these shipyard developments and all of that. And you kind of get the flow here. And of course, this was an old German restaurant before this, and it was here for years and years and years.
Yep.
And when I walked in here, folks, I was like, oh, this is way different than what that restaurant
So the
used
only
to be.
thing we kept is the bar. It's the original bar from the 1930s,
Wow.
which I know had a lot of history, in Hoboken. So we kept that, but everything else got, we'll call it a facelift,
Yep, and-
put our personal touch on it.
It's phenomenal.
But yeah, the
Absolutely
location is
phenomenal.
awesome. Being on this corner and in Uptown Hoboken, we walked in the space when a friend of ours called and said that, they're going out of business. And so my dad and I came up the day before Christmas Eve. We walked in. I was like, yes, this is Selina. This is where it's going to be.
This
So-
is your little sister's house, right here, right here.
Literally
Come
where
on.
you're coming to. Your little sister cooking you dinner.
It's
I
awesome.
love
Well,
it.
and that's what I wanted to, create with the decor and stuff is a really welcoming, homey environment. And that way people can come and celebrate and eat the way they do in Italy. You know, every meal is vibrant and energetic, but it's almost like you're sitting at home.
It's phenomenal.
Honestly, I wish you were my little sister because I just had a little bit more of the cacio e pepe, and it is so unique. I mean, the pepper being cooked right into the pasta like that, it has a nice cheesy flavor. And then what do we have in here? The meat?
The milk braised pork.
Milk braised pork.
So yeah, it gives this nice hearty, you know, almost creamy substance to it. And then like you said, the black pepper and the pasta gives you a nice kick on the back of your
Very
throat
nice kick, yeah.
at the end
But
of it.
it's not too overpowering, and it's not like it's drowning in cheese. It is so well balanced and so unique and different than any other cacio e pepe I've ever had. I mean, just be my little sister.
There you go. I mean, you know, we have options
for you
here.
any night
everything,
here,
folks.
right?
Exactly. So, Gabby, now, of course, we have a little bit of a Pulse exclusive here, which I'm always happy about. You know, Daria brings it, and then I try to bring it too, but it's more Daria, trust me. Gabby, what is this exclusive that I'm hearing? Is there another restaurant in the works?
There is. So we officially took over the old Maxwell Tavern, which is right behind me across the
Right
street
across
there.
the street.
It was always my dream to own a small restaurant group. So Selina was obviously the first step to that. We'll have been open 4 years in January now, which is crazy. So I always kind of had a plan of doing this a couple years and then expanding. So we are just getting started with the construction process, and yeah, we'll be opening restaurant number 2 right across the street.
That is unbelievable. So you want to talk about a neighborhood feel? I mean, look at that. She not only has one, she's opening up one across the street. She might take over all 4 corners. Who knows? And Gabby, I mean, you know, Maxwell is obviously an historic venue, and you know, is there a little bit of like a sneak peek of how you might want to keep the
Absolutely.
old
So,
ambiance and all that?
Yeah, so similar to how, you know, we took over here, we will be doing a full renovation there. The main theme is going to be more of a seafood focus with a cocktail lounge vibe to it as well. So everything, as I said, everything is still just kind of getting started with permits and finalizing the concept. But I mean, Maxwell's had a ton of history to it, and it was great. But you know, it had its day. So I think it's time for something new to go in there and give some life back to 11th and Washington Street again.
Exactly. I mean, you know, would you rather have a seafood, you know, restaurant that's going to be terrific or an empty storefront? I mean, look,
Exactly.
it's changing. Hoboken has changed its culture, and
It has.
the restaurants
It's
have
changed
as
a
well.
lot,
So,
so-
absolutely, yeah.
So I'm envisioning too, like a little cocktail bar, so people can go there for a little bit, have some drinks beforehand, and enjoy a nice seafood meal. I love
Exactly.
that. There's nothing like that in Hoboken.
There's not. So I'm very excited for that. We'll have a nice raw bar and, you know, a lot of fun things to unveil as the next couple weeks through permits and all that fun stuff gets started.
Oh,
so
I love it.
yeah.
Well, guys, that sounds awesome, and we cannot wait till we add it to the neighborhood. I'm right down the street, so now I have 2 great restaurants to choose from. Gabby Lombardi, the owner here at Selina Restaurant. Get here, 1036 Washington Street, and then get to her new place, the old Maxwell's across the street. Daria DeLucia of That Hoboken Eats. Folks, join us next week for the Pulse on everything you need to know. We'll see you then.
Kids, let your New York City holiday fun begin with the New York Waterway Ferry. Kids under 12 ride the ferry free this holiday season, so families and friends can enjoy the magic of this special time in the city. Fast and frequent ferries let you take more time to see the sights. Free connecting shuttles take you to all the fun and bring you back to warm modern terminals when you're done. So enjoy the city this holiday season. Kids ride the ferry free through New Year's Day. Visit nywaterway.com/kidsfree or call 1-800-53-FERRY.